Hey guys, for today's video I'm gonna go through some transfer options for Richarlison, Pickford, Ayling and Luke Shaw. Also I will go through the best players to get at each price point, and hopefully with that I can make your decision easier. Also, if you like the content in this channel, please subscribe and give it a like. I will greatly appreciate it, as I want to make this channel bigger. So without further ado, let's start with the first transfer. Rafa Benitez has given us the info that Richarlison won't be playing the next couple of game weeks. So, in my opinion, the best choice for transfer is going to Saint-Maximin. He's the main man in Newcastle and in a really good form. He's exceeding his stats from last year and his price is almost 1 million less than Richarlison. So you can upgrade your defense or your midfield if you want to. We have another Everton player injured, so going from Pickford to Sa is a pretty easy decision in my opinion. The fixture run that Sa has is really good, and even though they conceded 2 goals to Brentford, I think that they will manage to do much better in the next couple of game weeks, as their stats suggest. The only thing that you have to take in consideration is you already have another Wolverhampton defender, so if that's the case, you might opt to go to, for an example, a Sanchez. Or maybe even a McCarthy, as Southampton are playing really well right now. Leeds defense is in shambles. Everyone is getting injured and I don't see how they can manage to get a clean sheet in the coming weeks. On the other hand, White and Arsenal are playing much better in defense, and with White being 4.4 million, he is much better value than Ayling right now. This transfer is for the people that want to get rid of Shaw. Just by looking at the stats right now, Rudiger is having a better season. He even just scored a goal. On the other hand, Manchester United are getting scored every single game, and with that we are losing a lot of points. The problem here is that Rudiger has Manchester City for the next game, even though the chances for a goalless match are pretty high in my opinion. I would suggest just to hold him for this game week. For the budget goalkeeper spot, I would suggest going with Alex McCarthy. Southampton got 2 clean sheets from very unlikely opponents, Manchester City and West Ham, even though both of those teams had a really good record so far in the season. Apart from that, the fixtures are very favorable too. The only difficult match in the next 5 is against Chelsea, but apart from that, things are looking very good. And at 4.5 million, I don't think there is a better option right now. If you have a little bit of money in the bank, you can go up to Sanchez, as I think he is still the best choice at a pretty similar price range. Jose Sa and Wolverhampton are having a really great fixture run, and only by that I would suggest going with him if you have the funds available and you want to put a little bit extra in the goalkeeper position. In the last game week, Wolverhampton dropped the ball, but I think that with the next couple of fixtures they will get a couple of clean sheets, and just by looking at the stats we know that they have one of the best defenses in the league right now. I mean, who would have thought that Southampton wouldn't concede to Manchester City and West Ham? I didn't, so I put Livramento in both of those games at the end of my bench. But still, I think that was the wiser choice, and I don't regret doing that. So, at this price range, even though he's 4.2 million now, I think there is no one close to him as a value pick. Cody didn't have the best match last week, but he's the captain of Wolverhampton, so I don't think that he will get benched. On the other hand, Marcel might be a concern, because he played really poorly too, and there are other options in that position for Wolverhampton. Apart from that, if you have Sa as your goalkeeper, you might not want to double up on Wolverhampton. So I would suggest just going for Ben White, as Arsenal have a really good fixture run, and they're looking pretty solid at the back. I wouldn't have thought that I would say that out loud. At this price range, I think that Antonio Rudiger might be the best option right now. Chelsea are playing really good, their defensive stats show how good they are, and he's expected to get 21.5 points in the next 5 game weeks. Of course, Chelsea are playing Manchester City in the next game week, but I think that there is a really good chance it will be a scoreless match. The other good thing about Rudiger is that he is most likely the most nailed defender in the Chelsea squad. Apart from that, the next couple of fixtures are perfect, so I think that he's a really good option. When looking for a bench fodder at the midfield position, we are just looking for a player that will be playing the 90 minutes, and Gilmour does that. And for that reason, I think that he is a solid pick, even though I think that he would be the last spot in my bench. At this price range, I still think that Rafinha would be the best choice, but we are not sure if he will be playing in the next game week. So I would go with Ismail Sarr as his replacement, as I think that he is nailed and he will be playing Newcastle and Leeds in the next 2 game weeks, and those 2 teams we want to target. Guys, I know that this is a very strange choice, and for me this is pretty much a punt. The other popular picks at this price range, as Jota, Greenwood, Torres, they all have some doubts about how much they will be playing in the next game weeks, and I think Pepe will be playing for Arsenal. So if you're ballsy enough, you can try Pepe, but if you don't have your wildcard, I would stay away from this pick. For the budget forward position, I would go with Emmanuel Dennis. Apart from that, he is very cheap. He is getting a lot of shots and he's getting some goals. Also, Watford are playing against Newcastle and Leeds in the next 2 game weeks, and those 2 teams are teams that we want to target. So you are getting the best of both worlds, price wise and potential. So I would say go for Emmanuel Dennis, at least for these 2 game weeks. As I predicted last week, Saint-Maximin had a really good game this week, and with that he got a price rise of 0.2 million. He is the main man in Newcastle, he is in a tremendous form, he's getting a lot of shots and he's creating a lot of opportunities for his teammates. I had Jimenez at this point last week, but I think that Wolverhampton are not scoring a lot of goals, so I would go with Saint-Maximin right now, and hopefully he produces the same amount of opportunities as he did in the last 5 game weeks. So many people sold Antonio the last game week, and I don't think that was the right choice. They're playing a very depleted Leeds defense, and with West Ham having such a good fixture run, I think that everyone has to have him. And pretty much that's it for the video. Hopefully I was able to shed some light on what I think about some players and what are the best players in different price ranges. Please subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up if you liked the video and it was helpful for you. And I'll see you in the next one.